What is up, guys? Long time no see for F1 stuff. It is K-Field here back with some more F1 2012 career. We're in Season 2 now at Albert Park for the opening race of the F1 calendar. And as you can see, we are now driving for Lotus, as I pretty much hinted at throughout the season last year when we were with Force India. And we took the championship there unexpectedly to me. With the upgrades to the car, just became really solid. We ended up winning, contending in the last half of the season and winning. So big surprise there for me. But now we're in a very strong Lotus machine. We got ourselves on the pole with our teammate Kimmy on the outside pole. So we're on the front row of the grid. And let me touch on some things before we get into the race here. It might be a little bit long of a video. So first of all, we're using a couple mods that have changed now since the last season. So the AI has been tweaked more extensively and more accurately than it was. So their paces are even more accurate. Their overtaking is even more accurate. Their bad. How can I put this? In the code, there's a what's the word for it? In the code, there's actually a setting for bad day, and I say that with quotes. And each driver has a setting for bad day, meaning if they just have a crap day on the track, or they run into malfunctions, or they just qualify poorly. Like Grosjean, for instance, what's his chance of getting into an incident? Not to hate on Grosjean, he's been doing really well this year for himself, a lot better than last year, that's for sure. He hasn't been banned yet, and Spa was this week. And if you're watching this recording, I thought the Spa race was actually really boring this year, and Vettel pretty much steamrolled it, as I kind of expected. Actually, I shouldn't say that. The Red Bulls, I thought Mercedes, was going to do a better job. Hamilton getting the pole, I thought he was going to be able to run away, but Vettel passed him so easily going up Eau Rouge. I don't know if Hamilton just got out of shape as he went up Eau Rouge and had to lift because the tires were cold or what, but Vettel had more grip and just went right by him down the straight, and that was it. So anyway, as I was saying, new mod as far as the paces go and the realism and all that stuff. It's also added some new features like the 2013 tire color, so the hard prime tire is now an orange stripe instead of a dark gray one, so you'll see that. The car liveries has been touched up just a little, not too much of a change. Some sponsorship corrections. I got pretty much a custom steering wheel. You can't really see it on the Lotus right now. There's no way for me to show it to you. It's just a little bit more detailed. You can see the change in carbon fiber weave in the center where the Lotus logo plate is. And it's actually more realistic as far as what buttons are on it now and their placements for the drivers and stuff like that. And like I have Lewis Hamilton's wheel on Mercedes, where it's got a purple dial in the middle, like how and his DRS button where he likes it, and you don't see a curves button because he has it on the back of it. He has it on the back in the form of like a clutch lever kind of deal that he pushes in. That's where it's comfortable. So I have that, and I have a helmet, the visor mod. So if I'm in the cockpit cam, I'll actually look like I'm wearing a helmet, and you can only see through a slot. You can barely even see the shift lights on the top of the wheel, at least in the Lotus anyway. Cameras are the same. The big change has been, and I'll keep talking about this as I show the stud up. The big changes was there's going to be no Hockenheim this year because we're going to be racing at the Nürburgring circuit. Not the Nordschleife, not that big ass long 8.5 some odd mile track, or however long it is. The famous Nordschleife, no, just the Nürburgring F1 circuit. And the way that was done, and sadly, you console guys, if you're out there, you can't get any of this stuff, and I feel for you. But luckily, 2013 is coming out on October 4th, so get your pre-orders on. I've already done so for myself, and I'm quite excited for the classic cars. Great announcement there, and just totally excited. So what they did, the modding community actually took it out of F1 2011, the game. They took the Nürburgring, such a funny word. They actually took it out of F1 2011, ported it into this game, The AI is a little bit funky on it, but it works pretty well. After the first lap, they get going, they get moving right. And the sponsorship logos are all for 2013, like Rolex and Fly Emirates, or whatever, however you say that word. It's FLYEMIRATES, whatever, however you pronounce that sponsorship company. That's on there. And this is a little bug that screws with me every time, is that they start me off on a pair of worn options that I used in Q3 instead of my leftover fresh pair in a 25% race. In a full race, I could understand that, save the options for the later stop, but no. As always, like I said, no assists. Let's go, lights are out. Getting a decent amount of wheel spin. My teammate's pushing up my inside now. I'm gonna give him room. Hopefully he can hold that spot against Vettel and we can stay 1 and 2. Doesn't look like it though. Looks like they're side by side. Actually got to take it off Rich. Oh, dip in the grass. So, there has been a delay in F1 videos, guys, and I apologize for it, but I've been having a massive problem with my wheel. And I still have it. Like that, you just saw there. I only clicked my shifter once. My paddle ended up shifting me twice. Some issue with the wiring in the wheel itself, that it's recognizing my paddle click is 2 clicks, sometimes more. Like I just did it there. But it's off and on, and the other problem is sometimes the brake gets actuated on its own, no matter what axis I have it set to. Looks like my teammate still held the number 2 spot back there. Very nice. Hopefully we can pull away a little bit. So halfway through this race, if it starts really bugging me, that shifting thing, we might go to automatic, and I apologize. Some of you might prefer that anyway, because the paddle shifting, you can kind of hear it through the recording. I've already tested it, and it might get annoying, and you'll have to let me know if it's too annoying. I don't mind playing on manual or automatic, but I've been playing on manual ever since I left you guys during the last season. And all those videos I put up, like Brazil and all the latest ones, those were all recorded way in advance. I haven't, weeks ago I did that stuff. So this is the first live commentary recording I'm doing in close to a month. Locking up the front left there a little bit. Very easy to lock it up there. Keep forgetting to use my curves. You forget about little things like that when you're trying to commentate and talk to people and hit your line and brake right and not lock up your tires. Lots to manage. Even in like a arcade sim like the Codemasters games, I mean, we all know it's not a full-on simulation. It's about as simmy as an arcade game can get. And supposedly F1 2013, they've improved the handling and physics models quite a bit. I'm actually excited about that more than anything. Like for example, in this game, you have to brake really early compared to the real F1 cars. See, like I'm gonna brake at the 100-meter board right here. They probably could brake a good 20 meters after that and make the corner just fine. Another thing you can't really do is the cars don't really bite for the corners. You don't get that really aggressive turn in. It's almost like delayed, like the real F1 cars can get. It's not Like I was just shaking my wheel back and forth there. It's not. If it was like a real F1 car, we would have just been in the wall and in a massive shunt. That's for sure. So they're changing that. Locking up again, so I keep going deep there. Pulling away here, making a gap for ourselves. Gotta say, this Lotus handles great compared to the Force India. Feels like it's on rails. A lot more understeer in the Force India, no matter what kind of setup I put on it. The mod, that AI mod, the True to Life, also changes the handling characteristics like grip levels, and not just for AI, and for the player too. So that's why lap times aren't as quick. Because it tones things down to be more realistic. So what actual race pace is and stuff like that. Oops, screwed that up. And also with the tire mod, you can see, I'm not sure if I like this by the way, you can see the tires changing. They're not smooth anymore. You can see patches in them because they're getting worn. And you can see the inside wall of the tire starting to bubble. Like blister almost. It wouldn't be blistering 4 laps in. Although these are super softs and set up having high amounts of camber, it might. Yeah, we're really pulling away, but our teammate's still in second. We might be able to do a 1-2 if I don't screw up here. I'm not even really pushing that hard. Like, there's the shifter problem. I only clicked it 3 times. No, I had clicked it twice. Only downshifted twice, and it did it all for me in one button press, basically. Man, every time I always dip my tires in the grass so much here at Albert Park just because of the track layout, and it scares me so much without ABS. Because that's all it takes, a little bit of grass in your tire and you're going to lock right up. Like my teammate's starting to reel me in a little bit. He might have more tires. He might have been a little bit easier on him than me. Could also be running rich. I've also found in this mod that yep, he's running full, so I'm going to run full to match him.
The pit crew are ready for you at the end of this lap. Hit this lap.
As I was saying, I found with this mod that it's a lot easier to lose the car. Stupid paddle thing. And when I say lose the car, I just mean hitting curbs certain ways. It feels like it's easier to upset the car if you're not really paying attention to what you're doing because of the change in grip level. If he's really caught me, but I don't got to worry about him. He's not pitting this lap. Should have downshifted, but I'm going to ride it out. And as long as one of us wins this race, we'll be happy. It'll be a good start for Lotus and Eric Boulier. Team principal will be quite happy with that. Dropping it to lean before I brake here.
Rich fuel on mix 3 is there if you need it. You have the performance available and it's your call as to when and where to use it.
Alright, we're in the pits. Hopefully we got a fast stop from these Lotus boys. Now we're in. You're not going to see a time because that's something we got held up by a Mercedes, looks like. Rosberg probably. I'm going to run Rich for the outlap. I'm going to run Rich for a while anyway now on the primes while they're new. Oh, I was wondering why the car felt like it didn't want to stick, and I upshifted a gear. That I wanted to be in third, not fourth. Alright, I gotta really pay attention here. I gotta focus and hit this lap right, or I'm not gonna come out first, that's for sure. And that's not a good start. Oh. See if we can save it. Not gonna flashback. Gotta be so gentle with all this gravel and muck on my tires. Oh my god, the dirty air effect is massive now. No grip. Like Hamilton just blocked his teammate. I'm gonna use my curse to take Hamilton up to fourth. Shutting the door on Hammy. Hammy. Going too deep. Yeah, we're not. We gotta run Rich now. We have no choice. It's another thing I really want to try to cut back on is flashbacks. Like last season, I probably would have used one there, but I really don't want to do that. It probably contributed to the fact of why we won that. Whoa, it felt weird. I had to had lag or something. I don't know how I have a lag. It was like frame lag, it seemed like. Probably won't come through on. Maybe it will.
You're faster in sector 2 than the car ahead.
Probably not, since it's only recording 30 frames a second. I'm getting about 100 right now. But Alonso has really opened that gap up. Gotta start making sure I use my curves too. Probably could stand to have fifth gear a little bit taller so I could really downshift twice there aggressively. I like to do a lot of engine braking. It's the way to be quick, to be honest.
You're
Hamilton's got DRS on me. Covering the inside line. He's going to have it again because we have dual DRS zones here. And I'm not sure if I had this mod
Traffic ahead. Be careful when overtaking. They should let you through.
when I was doing the Force India season. No more DRS for the whole circuit. You can only use it in the specified zones as per 2013's regulations. Oh, it's so annoying. Looks like I got two Mercedes behind me. And they're probably both quicker in a straight line than me. We just pulled away pretty big. I took that corner perfectly. Very nice. Now if we can just hold it. They seem to be quicker in this section. I always have a very hard time in this sector at the track. Because the turn-in point is very deceiving for those corners, I find. Like there, it just upshifted me 2 extra times than I wanted. Okay, I'm going to go to standard and save an extra lap.
Running on 4 reds. You're trying to close the gap.
I'll just use my curves a little bit more aggressively around the circuit instead of only in those 2 points. And if I could stay out of his DRS zone, he's not going to eat me for lunch so easily. Oh, another thing is, you guys are probably wondering how Kimmy's my teammate. Because if you paid attention last season, you realized I couldn't challenge Roman Grosjean during the rivalry thing. Actually, this season off camera. And the reason was that I was kind of trying to figure out all the glitches with my wheel and if there's any way to fix them. And there's not. It's broken. I've taken it apart to fix the whole bungee system that it uses for tension. I've replaced the bungee unit to a thicker one that holds its tension longer. So that's still working pretty well. But during that whole time, I did another off-camera career season. I just hit reset career, so we're still season 2. But instead of Force India, I ran with the Williams, and man, that car was a boat. Even with the upgrades, I ended up finishing 9th in the championship with that car. Force India was a lot better. At least with the 2013 mod, it was a lot better handling. Not as, didn't have as much understeer. Play really defensive on Lewis here. He's caught me pretty bad ever since I dropped it down to standard mix. Alright, 4 laps to go. Can we hang on to this? I'll take a 4th place finish. It's not as respectable. It's going to disappoint my team though. Hit the bollard there, or whatever they're called. The cone, as I call them here in America. Yeah, we did really well that sector. We pulled away quite a bit again. Second faster that lap too.
Second a lap to Kimmy. 1 second.
Kimmy's hauling it right now. He's in first place. That's great. He stayed in first place, and he looks like he's extended the gap. I don't know who's in second. Oh, screwed up. So I was looking at people, looking at the standings right now, or the order. Um, but as I pitted before, I was telling you guys that you weren't going to see the pit time. That's another mod I installed. It's just a mod that removes a lot of the useless OSD aspects. So when I'm racing off camera and I'm not doing any recording, I turn all that crap off, like the lap times, the standings, none of that. I rely on what's on my steering wheel as far as how much curves I have. If the light's on and I cross a DRS zone, I know it and I can apply DRS. I know how much curves I have left because the steering wheel will tell me with the numbers. I know what position I'm in. I don't know my lap times, which is kind of sucky, but if the lap feels good, I go back to the pits and look at the monitor. If not, I go back out and run another lap if I'm in qualifying. And it just looks like there was a yellow brought out on the track somewhere. Just used my one blocking move there. Technically, he would have been able to make a pass to the inside or outside stick. That was a little bit aggressive of me there, though. Tires are going away. Now we're gonna go rich. Going wide again. Oh well. Look, we might be able to hold on to this. I don't think he's got anything for us with me running in rich. If I keep missing apexes like that, he will though. Shifting early here because it's very easy to lose the back end of the car. Holding it flat, come out of that final corner. Side by side, both Mercedes. That looked intense. Who's going to come away with 5th place? Hamilton's going to stick it? No, it's Rosberg. He's making a move. Ooh, I didn't mean to clip him. Just meant to pressure him. It's alright, it's only a little bit of damage. He could still race me just fine. If I took him out, I would have flashbacked that for sure. That's the only time I'm going to try to use flashbacks. If I cause somebody else, if I take somebody out and I didn't mean to, I probably get a flashback just to keep them in the race and make things more interesting. And rather than make their own mistake, I don't want to be a Grosjean. I'm going to save the rest of my curves coming off the final corner and down the straightaway in case they get DRS. It's a long run to the start-finish line. So I want to have it just in case. Well, don't start doing that, Paddles. Come on, you've been good to me this whole race. One more corner. Playing really defensive. Yep, gonna come home in 4th in Albert Park in Melbourne. Not a bad finish for Lotus. Kimi taking the win. We're gonna be a little bit disappointed, but our teammate did get the win. Awesome, very awesome. It's gonna be great constructors points for us this weekend. Good start, not where Kevin James wanted to finish, that's for sure. But we're gonna go.
A solid points finish.
We got 12 points for that, and there's Malaysia. I think we can get a podium there, no problem with these cars. With the Lotus right now, the Lotus pace is very strong. If I don't make any mistakes, and I made plenty this race, as my lap time for the race is pretty slow compared to the front-running cars. I should have been able to run a 129, but I really wasn't trying to push it because I didn't want to lose the car and have my race be over, so I just played it safe. And as you know, the AI don't make mistakes.
That result has moved you up to 4th in the Drivers' Championship.
So Kimi's number 1, of course. I am number 4, of course. Constructors, and we are leading the pack with Ferrari right behind, and then Mercedes, of course. And where did Felipe finish? Oh, he finished second, so that was who was running second. Wow, good finish for Felipe. Very strong run for him. So, congrats to Kimi. We're going to be all disappointed. But very awesome to see him win here, just like he did in real life this year. So isn't that something? That's pretty cool. Yeah, get the cams out of here. Get him out. He's pissed off right now. Don't want to talk to no press. Alright guys, but that's all for Albert Park. I will see you next time in Malaysia. Kimi Raikkonen wins the first race. No surprise there. And we got great pace right now. I can expect great things this season. Let's see if we can hang in there and get a championship again in this car. If not, finish in the top 3. That's my kind of goal for this season, is at least get in the top 3 in the championship and come away with some wins this season. And I think we're going to be able to do that just fine. So until next time, guys, be safe, and see you later.